All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Inner Circle Live pre-New York session. I'm your host for this morning's session, along with my Benny Outland, along with my awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Carthage, and we're definitely happy and grateful for each and every one of you being here with us this morning as we take a look at the technicals and the fundamentals to see what we could take advantage of in this Forex market. So, without further ado, let's make sure that we turn off any and all distractions, grab a pen and paper, take lots of notes, and let's make sure that we participate and engage. So if everybody can hear me loud and clear right out the gate, let me know that chat is working. Drop me a 1 in the chat. Let me know that you are all ready to go. All right, I see the ones coming in. Kay, Joy. All right. I see it. Good morning, everybody. I appreciate it. Or good afternoon. I see that here in the chat too. All right. We are all set. So let's dive right in, right? Because we got a lot of price action going on, which was to be expected. So we head over to trading economics just to back up a little bit and go over and take a look at the DXY, right? The dollar index fell below 102.5 on Thursday, sliding to its lowest levels in 4 months as the Federal Reserve held interest rates steady for the third straight meeting and signaled, here's the key, a total of 75 basis points of rate cuts in 2024. That is still less than the market forecast for a 4 percentage point rate reduction next year, but more aggressive than Fed officials had previously indicated. The central bank also said that inflation has eased over the past year while maintaining its description of prices as elevated. On the data front, U.S. consumer and producer prices were little changed and came largely in line with expectations in November. The dollar weakened sharply across the board and tumbled to multi-month lows versus the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollars and the Japanese yen, right? So Ryan's been following closely that Japanese yen, so we know where that's coming from. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, hey, commodity currencies rallied, right? Yeah, some of the commodity currencies rallied. That's the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar as a result of the news yesterday. So fundamentals matter, right? Big moves. A lot of them fell right into our lap on some of the things that we've been looking at. And we will take a look at that today. But just ahead of news, right? We came out of the weekly ritual saying, hey, it's going to be a busy week as far as news. We've got rate statements coming from the ECB and the BOE. So that's the European Central Bank and the Bank of England. And you can see here a little precursor. Here it says that the ECB and the BOE are expected to keep interest rates at multi-year highs amid efforts to tackle high inflation despite indications of a slowdown in economic growth. Still, traders expect some hints about the timing of rate cuts, right? After the Fed unexpectedly committed yesterday to 3 rate cuts in 2024. Okay. And so we come over here right at 7 a.m. We've got the pound monetary policy summary, the MPC official bank rate votes, then the official bank rate. Okay. And so the summary is what's going to be key. You got the press conference, what that was for the S&B. I'll go back to that. But that's going to be very, very important in regards to the forward guidance here. Right? Any hint at rate cuts, but if we come into an article here that I saw that UK economists say Bank of England may warn against rate cuts. Let me just click on this article here. UK economists say Bank of England may warn against rate cut bets. Okay. So it's all about the rhetoric. We see what happened as a result of yesterday, right, with the Fed. So I found that article to be quite interesting. That's on Bloomberg. So just keep an eye out, right? At 7 o'clock, we should see some volatility. And then we've got here at 8:15, we've got the refinancing rate for the Eurozone coming from the ECB and then the monetary policy statement. So it's always about that forward guidance and what could possibly be said. Then, right, quite interesting on the day where we've got 2 central bank decisions. We also have core retail sales, month-over-month retail sales, month-over-month, and unemployment claims for the United States. And then at 8:45, we got the ECB press conference, right? And that's always going to be interesting to watch and hear what Christine Lagarde has to say, head of the ECB. So again, a busy morning. lots of volatility. Yeah, David, glad to see you back in the group. All right, glad to see you back. It's always good to take a break. So we're happy to have you back here, David.
I'm glad to be back.
Indeed.
Glad to be back,
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
for sure. How you doing, man? How's the family? How's everybody?
Everyone's good. Everyone's good. Yeah.
Good. I see you,
Uh,
Ann. I see you, Ann. I'm
I,
sorry, David. Go ahead.
I have a lot to catching up to do.
Oh yeah. It's all good, man. It's
Yeah.
all
I'm
good.
so happy to be back, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, glad to have
Thank,
you back always. Appreciate all of you being here. Good to hear your
thanks.
voice, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And back needed a mental break. Back in the game. We always got to take those breaks. So So a lot of red stuff going on, right, for a Thursday, right? Very, 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 very important. So, any questions in regards to the fundamentals? I hope everybody was able to catch and take a look at some of the price action from yesterday. No? Good. Okay. All right. So let's keep it moving. And we'll go over here and we'll take a look at the DXY and we can see, right, from the daily chart, dollar down. Right? Dollar down. Fundamentals matter, right? That was the catalyst to push that dollar south, okay? Which we had been looking at for quite some time, and it's finally happening, right? But we're coming into key level support, so we may see a bounce. Keep in mind we've got retail sales today. If you take a look here at the 4 hour, that ABCD wave that we've been tracking, okay? So Ryan had called out before that, right? We had that 80-20, okay? That played out, but it took us right back into that level, that weekly level, and then we moved right down. Okay, we moved right down. So we're coming into that extension right around that new level of daily support on the dollar. Okay, so we may settle down a bit and then get a little bounce, a little correction, but that dollar is definitely heading south. Any question? It did drop like a rock. Any questions on the DXY? No. All right. So that's that. So let's jump into these charts. All right. So want to go right away. Um, well, we'll just start at the top. We'll work our way through. I'm gonna go kind of fast. So stop me if you guys have questions, because there was a lot of volatility yesterday as a result of the Fed decision. So here we are, just checking right back. Aussie rally, right? You got a rally from the Aussie, but we're still within that range. We haven't hit that D extension yet. But we are in drawdown on that Aussie CAD. So we'll wait to see how that plays out, right? It got pretty impulsive back to the upside, but it's hanging in there, right? We got to break through that 90.55 weekly level to get to that D extension. So we'll see what happens today, right? So that's pretty clear cut. All right. So that's one that's been bouncing around and ranging for quite some time. Some of you may still be in it, some of you may not, but technically is in our zone and it is still an active trade. Any questions on the Aussie CAD? Nope. Still holding. Me too. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it plays. That was a small position, but I've seen it too many times in the past where it looks pretty dire and then it ends up going my way. So I hold the trade, right? I know my risk before I get into it. All right, so that's the Aussie CAD. Going on down to the Aussie Swiss. Um, we've got a setup here. And I didn't hold on, everybody. I actually need to go back because I said I was going to get back to it. But the Swiss National Bank came through and held rates. So they held rates at 1 3/4 last night. The monetary policy assessment. I haven't had a chance to really read on it. in regards to the forward guidance from them, but I will get that updated. Try to do that later today. But what's important is that they held rates. So all the central banks are falling the line. No surprises so far in regards to central banks holding rates. Okay, so Aussie Swissy, we do have a potential setup on the one here. Okay, for an 80-20. All right, that one's bouncing around that level. Okay, again, so for some of you may be new, this is our 80-20 zone, right? And why is it an 80-20? Because that B boundary formed, price tried to correct, but it came up shy of that 382, and then it pushed and broke that B boundary of resistance. And oftentimes, price will stall out in what we call our 80-20 zone, which is that 118, 127 extension zone. Okay, so that's where we are right now. So we will see if that trade plays out, right? So smaller setup, 33 pip stop, 62 pips to the downside. So we will see what happens with this scenario. Any questions on this Aussie Swiss? No? You said you fell asleep on this chart. I know I was up pretty late myself last night. Almost was an all-nighter, but I managed to get a few hours of sleep. All right, so that's the Aussie Swiss. And moving on down to the Aussie Yen. So we were in a ritual this Saturday, and we were talking about that yen strength. And then we were looking at possible pullbacks, right, to key zones. And this was one of them. So just to go back, right? We'll go to the daily first, and we can see how price has moved down as a result of that yen strength. And you can see how we pulled back. See how we've pulled back to retest that 96.12 daily level. And now we've been moving down. Okay. So, and this is, you can tell the yen strength is in play because the Aussies rallied, right? We had a rally in some of your Aussie pairs as a result of the data coming out of the Federal Reserve. So this is one where we were talking about price pulling back, and it did, right? That played into our 80-20. Let me go back, I'm sorry, to the one where we got our 80-20 to the high price, right? So we hit TP1, just shy of TP2, but we ran into that 96.12 daily resistance, and we've been moving down. So as we were doing our top-down analysis this weekend on multiple pairs, these yens seem to be lining up, right, in a similar manner to where they were pulling back to key zones, right, of resistance. And we've since gotten that break and that move down. So if we continue to see yen strength and investors piling into that yen as a result of potential monetary policy, a potential monetary policy shift going into next year, we could continue to see a bearish move. So we did get the inner trend line break on this. And this is a C to D move, right? So this wouldn't be our counter move. We saw that on the one, the 80-20. This is our C to D move and a trend continuation. All right. So coming off that daily level, right, this one's down, right, over 100 pips already. Now, when we get pulled back, this is a huge move, right? So if it wants to continue in that bearish direction, it's going to take some time, right? So this is a classic swing. And so what we look for, right, are pullbacks. Eventually, because the market moves in waves, we will see pullbacks like we saw here, okay? It's not just going to go straight down, pullback. So if you're not involved in that scenario, this scenario yet, just know that, hey, the market always comes back to you, right? It'll give you a high price, and then we look to continue down. So we'll see if we get that continued yen strength. But that is the trade idea since we've reached a high price on the Aussie yen. Any questions on that? Yep. All right. So we've got we've got the high price now. We've got 96.12, right? And we talk about it. So this is how this idea is drawn up, the why stop, right? But you also could put your stop above the C, right? We know when you put your stop within the AB boundary, we know you have a higher chance of getting stopped out, right? Because we don't control the price action within the AB boundary. Okay, we just ultimately look for it to move in our direction, right? So either way you play it, right, the direction right now is right on that Aussie yen. Okay, so that's what an ABCD move looks like, a scenario, right? That's what your stop above what right now is the perceived C high. Our C is our highest price, right, within the AB boundary. Okay, that's what our C is. All right, and we know that C can change depending on the path that the price action wants to take as it moves to the D. Any questions on that? No. All right, that's that. 1 second, everybody. All right. Okay. So moving on down, want to look at this Aussie dollar. Okay. So we know we're looking at this, we can see we're getting the swing. Okay, we were talking about that this weekend. We got the correction, right? The market moves up, down, and sideways. We got that to push beyond TP2, so beyond 185 pips. So that was a beautiful 80-20, right? So here was our 80-20 zone on this previous pair. We gave ourselves room for the drawdown, putting that stop at the D extension. And you can see, right? It's a beautiful risk to reward on that. Now we reverse within this AB boundary, okay? And so you can see it held, right? As long as it doesn't take out the A, it has no choice but to go my way, right? When you're trading with that trend. So now we're making higher highs and higher lows. Here is that level, right? From the top down. You guys remember from this weekend, we were saying, hey, price is bullish. We're making lower lows and lower highs. Is it going to react, right, at this trend line, or are we going to push through and continue to move bullish? And right now, you can see that it's looking like, right, we're back above 107.80, and we're pushing long on this Aussie NZD, okay? Pushing long on this Aussie NZD. I'm sorry, I said the Aussie dollar when we started, but wanted to make sure we covered this. So sorry for the confusion, everybody. So here is, right, the push up. There's that higher time frame down trend line. Okay. You can see here we went from an 80-20 smaller one, right? Look at that. They're all over the place. And now we're moving long, right? So continue to keep an eye on that one, because if we break and get beyond that trend line, then we're going to look for pullbacks and continuation. So just keep an eye on the Aussie NZD. It is pushing bullish now. It's looking like it's trying to make a C to D move. So we're going to look for corrections and pullbacks, right? We're above 107.80. See if we can get that break of that trend line, and then any pullbacks from there, we'll look to possibly continue long. Any questions on the Aussie NZD?
No, sir.
All right. Good morning, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing well, bro. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good, man. It's Thursday, which means
Awesome.
it's almost Friday.
It's almost Friday, man. It's been a fun week.
Yeah, for sure. I know you've been dropping a lot of dimes in the Discord in regards to the fundamental plays. Those have been awesome, right? Drop Ryan some sevens in the chat. It was amazing
Appreciate it.
work on getting those videos posted, keeping everybody up to speed. Hope you guys have been able to listen and take advantage of those, right? Information is important. So we appreciate you doing that, sir. Anything on the fundamental front that
Um,
you're keeping your eye on?
I'm working on some details on the Swiss franc decision. Um,
Okay.
as far as forward guidance goes, inflation has been lower, but they're looking at it potentially increasing slightly in the future. They got
Okay.
rising electricity prices and rents. Also, with their decision, they're also easing off of the sale of foreign currencies. So
Oh, okay.
something to take note of there. Um, yeah, so that's kind of the two big pieces that I took from the statement. So I'll have a full breakdown for everybody in the coming minutes or
Right.
so.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And no doubt.
All right. So on this Aussie and ZD, right, guys? Look, beautiful ABCD move there. Right. So this is your larger move here, and then you've got your sub fib running. So that's about to run into an extension. So it kind of plays right into our narrative and what we were saying. Hey, we get a break at that downtrend line. We're above 107.80. So we'll be looking for continuations, right? We're getting a rally. Wow, the dollar's down. The dollar's down. You get to rally in the stock market. Commodity currencies typically rally. Okay. Aussie, Australian dollar over New Zealand in that case. They're both commodity currencies, right? But the Aussie is the larger play on that. Okay. So we're going long. And we're about to run right into a D extension. That's a beautiful move, too. It's a beautiful swing. I was mainly been focused on that trend line break. But I don't know if anybody took that low price on that, but I didn't. But that's a beautiful move there. That's a beautiful move. So we got an A6 retracement. So that 1 hour, this 4 hour target on this capital ABCD move, this 4 hour target is going to be, let me clear this out now because this is a old one. That 80-20 is over. And we can get this cleaned up. Out. That one's history. Got that one documented already. And let's do this. Okay. Running. Trend line out a little bit. So, all right. So we got an ABCD wave moving. We're coming into a D extension. Now, take this here. Same thing over and over again, everybody. Now, if we've got an A6 retracement on this 4 hour, right? The market took back 86% of this impulse move to the upside. Now, that means that our D extension, this 4 hour wave, gonna be right there. Just like that, because that's running into a 4 hour level. I'll just pull that out right now. Picking that up a little bit. So that's going to be that target. So this one, right, we've got a sub fib running to the upside, right? Because it's not going to just move in a straight line to that target. So this is a 1.18 extension. This one is already off and running. Now, take this off. Something like that. Okay. So this is what we're looking at. So we're looking at hitting this D extension. So we may not get, hopefully we get a pullback, but this one might just keep running. Not sure. But we're about to finish out an extension on this sub fib. So here's your sub fib ABCD wave. Okay. A, B, C, D. You guys can see, right? Can't make this stuff up. It's happening in real time. Okay. So that one might hit. That one might keep running before we get a correction, but you never know. So keep an eye on it. See if we can get a pullback once we hit the extension, like an immediate pullback. So if we get a new AB boundary to form possibly, okay, and we get a pullback like this, okay, then we may be able to take advantage of the rest of that move. If not, it's just gonna run, right? It's just gonna run. So that's what we're looking at now. But it was a beautiful 80-20 move. We're able to make, catch a decent amount of pips off of that. And now it's running to the upside. ABCDs over and over and over again. All right. Any questions on that Aussie NZD? It's been a good one to study. Nope.
No, sir.
All right. Moving on down to the Aussie dollar. You see here higher time frame. All right. We're going over this on Saturday. Look at it. Higher highs, higher lows. All right. ABCD, ABCD. Stochastics in the buy zone. Okay. We just broke a level. Okay. Now, when levels get broken, price loves to do what? Score a point and pull back. We always relate it to basketball, right? When the defense or when the offense scores a bucket, they turn around and run back down the court and play defense, right? So you score a point and you pull back, score a point and you pull back. So we just got hold on that one. So we've got the pound decision that came out. 7 o'clock. Five and a quarter. What's going on with the summary? Because it looks like it's positive. So let me look at this pound dollar, everybody. Sorry to be jumping around, but busy morning. So it's positive. So no pullback. So this is the pound dollar, right? So held rates, right? But when we were looking at that article before, there must be something in the possibly in the summary that people are keying on because it's getting a little positive bump now. But this is the pound dollar 4 hour. Is a huge bullish candlestick that came, right? From that data yesterday. Okay. So what we want to see what we want to see is this price give us a pullback eventually here, right? We want to see price to give us a pullback and then look for a continuation, okay? And then look for a continuation on that. But you can see, guys, like when you look at the training and we talk about ways to enter a trade, okay? You got a 61.8 pullback against prior structure. That's a prior B high, okay? That's a prior resistance in the zone. And then look at the bullish engulfing candlestick. Look how it engulfed all of these candles to the left. That's a buy signal. I've never seen one. Okay, that's a buy signal. So that's moving. So that's moving long. Okay, that's moving long. We got a wide stop on that, but if you put your stop right below that, see that bullish candlestick here, right? And you get long. Okay. Right. That's a decent play, right? So this is one to study. This is one to take your notes on because that's a huge, right? Huge candlestick signal there. Okay. Doesn't get any better than that. Doesn't get any better than that. We ranged a bit around that 61.8 level, and then we broke out. Any questions on the pound dollar? It's a fun game, isn't it? It's a fun game. All right. This pound Aussie. All right, this is one we got on the list. This one. It's an 80-20 on our 1 hour. That's the 15. That's moving. I want to get to the 1. Well, we've got it drawn up. That one's going. Wow. All right. That one should get the TP1. Huge bullish engulfing. Look at the check back and then the continuation. It's a beautiful move there. So whether it's a 15-minute, 5-minute, 4-hour, guys, this is what we do, right? This is what we do in this group. Right? The same setups over and over and over again. Inner, right? Outer long-term trend lines. Brian did a masterful trend line lesson yesterday. Talked about. Place to the 5-minute chart. Studying trend lines. Take a screenshot, right? Okay. A, B, C, right? D. Look how that accelerated. Here's our D extension. We didn't find the next high until here, right? Look. Actually, sorry about that, everybody. Around here would have been our D extension, 118. Look how it accelerated through that. A, B, C, D. Our C becomes our new A. Our D becomes our new B. B, C, D. There's a rhythm to the market. Thanks, David. Yeah. Right. So just following up, right? This is exactly what Ryan was talking about yesterday, right? The trend lines, direction, speed, and momentum of the market. Hey, look how it accelerated. Enter the out of the long-term trend line, headed to a D extension. This is on a 5-minute chart. Real time. Here's the larger move. So we could take this down to the lower time frames, these two levels. Okay. Like so. So 1 hour. 1. So 1 hour. TP2. The market is fractal. Any questions? It is amazing. It is amazing, and same thing over and over. Right? The market's going to do what it has to do. We just have to stay disciplined in our approach. I mean, this is playing out on the 15 too. Right? That's a 15-minute fib. All right. So we'll take a look at. I wanted to take a look at this pound cat because it doubled back to the zone that it took off from. And my guess is it's moving back up now. So we'll go back to that Aussie dollar next. So here we are. See? Okay. We can't control. Right? Got close, right? Some folks might have got stopped out in profit. That's okay, right? But you can see it's double back to this zone, to this buy zone. Okay. So here was the initial setup. I don't know if you guys remember that from a long time ago, right? This was another one, right? Look how it's pattern driven. Look how we came into this 50, 61.8 zone, and then look at the candlestick. The sign language of the market is telling you what it wants to do, right? And this is one of the strategies that we teach in regards to how to enter the trade. Okay. Pull back to the key zone. Look, you got structure there. You're in the key field level. We're at the edge of our buy zone. Stochastic at that time is in the buy zone. Look at our stochastic in the buy zone. Trend line break. Bullish engulfing candle. That's a buy. Come right back and double right back into that zone. That's a double bottom. And now we're moving long. So you can see it right here already, right? In our, you can see the wave that's playing out. Okay. You can see the wave that's playing out. So as we move through, I'm just going to clear this out now. Since we double back, and you can see, right? Look at the 1 hour. Look at that. Look at that candle. That's gone, right? You got to pull back to a 786. The reason why this is not highlighted, because you just hit TP there. 786 pullback. There's the extension. And it's going to keep running. It's a fundamentally driven market, everybody. Okay. Smaller wave. 8-6 pullback. Boom. That's it. It's running. 15-minute. It's running. A6 pullback, it's gone, right? And if you run the zone through all the levels, you'll see. We double back to the zone. Look at the price action on the lower time frames. See? Doesn't matter the time frame. What we teach is universal. Okay? It's all about seeing the bigger picture. So we have that saying, right? That we learn from our mentors. As long as it doesn't take out the A, price has no choice but to go your way. Okay. So we'll see if we can get continuations on that from the data, right? That's the initial reaction. Let's see what happens. It's a lot of information, a lot of data coming out, a lot of information that investors have to decipher, right, to determine what's going to happen moving forward. Any questions on that pound CAD? No. All right. So jumped around a little bit. So pound CAD, pound Aussie. We took a look at the pound dollar. That's pushing along. All right, back up to this Aussie dollar. So we can see here on this Aussie dollar, right? We're pushing long. Okay. Pushing long. ABCD move. Here's the D extension. Okay. A, B, C, right? Eventually to the D extension. We've got an impulse leg. We've gone through multiple highs. Just a little higher. We've broken through this high. Okay. It's pretty impulsive. 4 hour stochastics, right? Overbought. Okay. We know the market's running strong off fundamentals right now. We got a decent rally going. But if you come here, right, to the 15, okay, we got price hanging around in this zone. So it's a possible 80-20. All right. We haven't gotten to the D extension yet. We haven't gotten a 382 pullback. So here we are. So what I'm looking for on this one, because we know that dollar is weak, what I'm looking for is I want to see, right, if we don't get to this D extension, I'm looking for a break below to 66.90 level. Okay. Everybody see that? Drop me a 1 in the chat. That's a daily level. That's there in red. I want to see price get below that 66.90 level, okay, and see if we can get a move down from there on the correction, right? So use additional confirmation, trend line break, then to break it at support level, however you want to do it. But we know that dollar got slammed. So I'm not in this one yet, right? But I noticed this morning how it's just moving sideways a bit. So I'm willing to wait to see if we get some bearish evidence on that is ready for a correction and a sell-off to get us to a lower price. All right. But we know that dollar has been weak. So, and keep in mind, we've got retail sales coming up today too. Any questions on the Aussie dollar? Well, you're active at 67.16. Okay. Oh, that's just okay, just above that zone. Let's see how it plays out. I mean, it's it's a good risk to reward on that, right? So there's a lot of upside to that. So let's see how it plays out. All right. Just a quick review of this CAD Swiss. Let's see where we are with that news that came out. So this one is just scrambling. So we got close to that TP1 and it's still right back in that consolidation. Ryan, are you in this one or did you move out as it got close to that TP1?
I in one of my accounts, I'm in that one. The others I've closed out. I'm looking at the longer, pulling for the longer swing, so it's just a smaller position still running on that.
Okay, I got you. So yeah, just wanted to touch on this one. This one seems to is loving that consolidation. So it got close though. That was super close. So I don't know if anybody's still active in that one, but just wanted to touch on that. But that got pretty close to TP1. It's struggling at that 64.91, that daily level. So that's that. This cat yen. Cat yen. So ever since we broke this range and that we got the yen fundamentals, right, that came out, this one doubled back. It doubled back to the level that it took off from. So it's been moving bearish once it broke that range. So I'm looking for right now on this 4 hour, this is one last week that we covered with those yens. They all made a similar move here. So out of this zone, you see here, has support becoming future resistance. How it broke that range and it came back to test it. This is a C to D move now, right? So we're getting a pull back now, which is going to take me down to the 15-minute. But this overall swing has been moving down, right? So ultimately, you want to see it come to this 127 target, right? So you can see here where you got the trend line break, right? Push to that high price right in that zone that we were talking about. And then we got to move down, okay? But of course, the market moves in waves. So if we come down to the 15, you got an 80-20 here that's sitting here just moving sideways. But we're right in that zone. So keep an eye on this one as it may be time for this to pull back. Here's that 106.52 level. That's right around that 50%. Okay. So price may, if it can get some momentum, it may pull back to that zone, right? So we may get price to move, right, up into that level and then correct back to the downside if we see a continuation in yen strength. Any questions on the CAD yet? This one has been back and forth. So just keep in mind that we did double back to that daily level where price took off, right? And it's respecting that right now. So that's the larger viewpoint on that, is that we want to keep that in the back of our mind. So we'll keep an eye on the oil price to see what's going on there. Ryan, have you gotten any data on that, on oil or anything?
No, I got to do some more research on that side.
Yeah, me too.
That's on my list of things to do today.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. So we'll see if that can get some momentum and pull back to a high price. Maybe we get a pickup in oil in regards to, demand and price. That's all supply and demand with oil. We'll see what happens. But technically, right, wanted to go over it because it is in the zone. So we'll see if it can gain some momentum there to pull back. If you're short, right? If you're riding that short off the 4, okay, then any pullbacks, right? That's why I have it drawn up like this, because this is the long-term play. Any pullbacks, the structure that holds gives you the potential to add to your position. Okay, multiple ways to skin a cat on that. All right, so that's the CAD yen. The Euro Aussie. This one's already gone. So, right, we can see how we're correcting on the daily. Right, we've come into a key level. Right, that's 162.27. That's a weekly support level. Okay, and right here, that one's already gone. This one's already through TP2. And we're at a high price now. Ryan, what do you think about this one? You think this one gets short here?
Yeah, I'm looking at shorts on this one. On the Euro Aussie, I think we could ultimately get down to around 158, 550, 158, 554. So we got that Euro statement coming out. I think we could see some shorts come in there.
I think so too, because this is so this 80-20 is over, right? This is from a while ago. This one here, I'm gonna pull this one out now. Because that's pretty much a double top in that zone. So you can put your stop above the double top, but I like that short. See how it plays out. Yeah. Because that's got to be it's a 4-hour high. Yeah, that we retested and pushed down. So when you see that, I like that play. See if it see if we start to break down. All right, that's the Euro Aussie. So 80-20 went through TP2, and we may be getting short off this level, right? So we pulled back pretty much to a 61.8, and we tried to retest it again, and it failed, right? So on this 15-minute here, there was the high. Questions on our Euro Aussie?
Can you show your 4-hour again?
Yeah, let me go back. the 4, I got this fibs running down up these smart fibs like this. So downside
Okay.
like that. That's how that's showing up.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. All right. That's the Euro Aussie. Euro Swiss. This is just a review, right? So this one is continuing to fight the good fight. So if you're in that one hasn't hit in TP1 yet. Okay. So we're still hanging in there on it. Let's see what happens. Okay. So it's 122 pip target. Getting close, but not quite there yet. Any questions on the Euro Swiss? No. All right. Euro GBP. It's getting close, but I wonder what's going on with the news on this one. Moved it down. So let's see what happens throughout the day on this one. This one's coming right. This one's been a mess. So we broke the range and consolidation, got through it. See if we get a retest, see if that holds there, but we're coming right back down to it. Okay. So that one's still active and it's pulling back. Let's see if it holds at the top of this range or within this range and see if it can get a U-turn. Don't know how that one's gonna go, but moved up quite a bit. I know I'm keeping the faith. I'm keeping the faith on this one, so we'll see, right? But we can see that news pushed it down. But we also have news coming from the ECB as well. So that's the Euro GBP, Euro JPY. Another one coming from the ritual, right? Look at the weekly. That's an 80-20. Okay, that's an 80-20 there on the weekly, pushing down from the higher time frame. Okay, you can see here how we're moving down on the daily, coming into key. That's a key level of support, though, right? We reacted there multiple times. Okay, so when we come down to the 4, right? This is another one where, hey, here was this 80-20. Colossal 80-20, went through all 3 take profit levels, TP1, TP2, broke through. And this is one where we said, hey, I pull back the structure and looking for a break. And that's exactly what we got. Okay. But we're pulling back now. So we're moving down, C to D move. And now we're finding some support and we're pulling back a bit. Okay. But it's not really giving us on your here, right? On your 1, that's an 80-20 play, just right back to that 118 zone. So we're holding up there. So that's a possibility. I didn't mark that one up. I'm mainly focusing on this 4-hour C to D move. Okay, but you do have an 80-20 scenario setting up on the 1. Any questions on a Euro JPY? That's been a huge mover to the downside.
No, sir. I'm waiting on that high price too.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just let it continue. The Euro NZD chart, last time I checked that one's still fighting. It's been all over the place. Trying to gain again. We're getting whipsawed. Hadn't hit the stop yet, so we're still active. All right. Seems like it's gaining some momentum this morning. So we'll see if that continues. If it does, that's going to be a huge mover for us. All right. So just keep that one in mind, knowing that we've got Euro news coming up. And then the Euro USD. We'll wrap it up on that one. Here we are looking at it from the daily. Long, right? Look at the break and the retest. Market has a memory. Daily stochastic, bullish. 4 hour, just like the pound. Okay. It's moving up. Okay. Moving up. All right. Here's our 1 hour though. We're in the zone. Okay. We're in the zone. You guys remember that? This is from a long time ago. All right. 80-20. Okay. This is a potential, right? Know that we have Euro news coming up. If it does want to make a correction, right, we've got time. All right, haven't had time to draw that one and mark that one up yet. Okay, but that's the 15 on the Euro USD. Here was the this is what it's looking like on the 1. Okay. So up, down, and sideways. Okay. Here's a 1 hour, 80-20. Bang. Nailed it. Now look at the 61.8 with structure. U-turn. We got a U-turn. Okay. So we saw on the 15, where we're in a potential 80-20 zone. Okay. Let's see what happens with the Euro data that comes out. All right. It's a beautiful game we play, everybody. Beautiful game we play. Ryan, anything before we wrap things up, sir?
Great session, bro. You guys see it, man. Day after day after day after day. Consistency in your approach, right? Over an extended period of time. You see progress. You see growth, right? Consistency in the process. And that's what we're working to continue to reinforce every day, right? We have a methodology, we have a process, we have specific setups that we look for, and that's all we do. Benny says it all the time. This it can get boring doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. However, the boring stuff is what makes money. And you see it time and time and time and time and time again, right? And the more you do it, the better you become. Great session, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. David, you got a question?
Yeah, Benny. I just got a message in my email just now, 7:16, saying that my
Yeah.
trade room inner circle offer has been canceled.
Yeah, David, you enrolled twice. I sent you a message on that. Check your Discord.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Ryan. I enrolled twice. Okay. Oh man. Okay.
All right.
Check your messenger on that.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
All right. Hey, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the pre-New York session.